Hi, this is my first video in 9 or 10 months. The most recent video I believe was in March last year, so I guess you could say that I'm back. My interest has been very low, and I have also had other things to do, so there's not really been much time for chess videos. But anyway, here's the game that I played very recently. I was black and the time control was 7 minutes with 7 seconds on each move. It was a King's Indian classical. I was black, like I said, and it started like this. I wasn't actually following theory because I don't know every move, but I was also inspired by a DVD that I'd seen quite well not long ago, and it covered the DVD covered the King's Indian. So I suppose that's why I played the way I did. Okay, I'm not going to get into any lengths about the opening really. I will just talk about the game as it was played over the board. I haven't analyzed the game with an engine or anything like that, so I'm sure there are mistakes all over the place. But that's the case with every chess game. I mean, I can't point out a single perfect chess game. So anyway, he played e4, and we can also see that it looks like white can play something like e5 and push away the knight and stuff like that. So I played d6, and of course it's e5 now. I'll just take, and when he takes back I will trade queens, and to get the queens off the board early only benefits black, I suppose. So he played knight f3. I played bishop g4. I also think that castles is probably the most common move in this. In this opening right here, but I play bishop g4, and he played bishop e2, and here I play this. Here black should play again either castles, the knight from f to d7. He can also play c6, knight c6, bishop takes f3, or the move I played. Okay, I played knight b to d7. So I'm holding back castling, which is not actually necessary because he hasn't attacked me on the king's side, and also he played knight f3, bishop b2. So he's not really. Probably he's going to castle king's side, which he did. So he played bishop e3. I played a5. So I'm sort of. Although I'm not actually following each move correctly in the opening. I mean, according to theory, but the moves like a5 has the intention of sometimes perhaps play knight to c5, which I also did. So it's sort of, well, the point with a5 is that if the knight a7 would be on c5, then white can't play b4 to push it away. So he'd have to play a3 and then b4. Anyway, so here we play h3, and of course the only move here is to simply take, because if I don't, I mean, if I go here he plays g4, and if I go there we can just play d5, so I have to take. So that's understood when you put the bishop on g4 in the first place. He took back with the bishop, and here I played e5, which may look strange because I'm blocking my own bishop, but I mean, maybe someday after f5 or something this bishop comes alive anyway. He played d5, and here I play knight c5, and he played queen d2. Okay, notice that after knight c5, if this pawn hadn't been there, he could have played b4, and well, the knight has to move. He played queen d2, and now it looks like white could possibly castle queen side as well. But here I actually castle away, and he can also castle, and now knight f to d7. Here we play g4, and it looks like I can't play f5, but I played f5 anyway. So he takes f5, g takes f5, g takes f5, rook takes f5, bishop g4. I just went back, rook f8, rook a to e1, king to h8, just getting away from. Well, they can also play something like king h2, and then put the rook on g1, and then my king will be the same file, so just play king h8, and also getting away from potential checks over here. Queen c2, queen h4. Maybe someday with the idea to play something h5. He play knight to e4, and here I'm not, well, I could play something like b6, but on the other hand, if I allow this knight to, let's say, if I don't do anything and play another move like rook g8 or whatever, then he can also use his knight as you know, another piece in front of his king. Maybe something like knight to g3 or whatever. In other words, it simply brings another piece into the defense. I didn't allow that, so I simply traded off. Knight takes e4, queen takes e4, and now knight f6. He went back, queen g2, bishop h6, and here we just trade the bishops, king h2, rook g8, and now we can see the power of my knight, because he can't do anything. I mean, obviously my idea here, okay, he played f3, is to put the, here, as you can see, put the knight on f4, and there's nothing he can do to prevent that. And also, of course, obviously he can't take the knight, because then his queen falls. So he played rook e4, knight f4, queen g3, queen g6, and here he made an exchange sacrifice. He took the knight with the rook. E takes f4, queen takes f4, rook a to f8, queen e3, h5. Here we threw in a check, queen c3 check, king h7, rook g1. And here actually, I mean, this was a blitz game, so I mean, you can't throw down your pieces without thinking. So obviously, it looks like after h takes g4, after rook takes g4, where it looks kind of dangerous, because well, my thinking was that, okay, first I didn't see it, but then of course it was completely obvious. I simply play queen f6, and he can't check me over here, because then I simply take, and even if it takes over here, then I simply take back, and if check, then I'll simply move my king all over here, so there's nothing he can do to stop that. But, you know, in a blitz game, it's very easy to miss something like obvious like that. You simply play rook g1, I simply took, because there's nothing you can do. Queen f6, okay, another check, no problem. King h8, and again my queen covers this square over there, h4. Play rook e4, queen takes b2, check, rook e2, queen g7, and there's only one move, queen e3, and also queen g3 check, king h1, queen takes f3 check. He resigned, because I mean, he has, no, even if he moves his king somewhere, I would just trade my queen for his. It's just completely lost. So he resigned on move 37. Well, I guess that's about it. Again, this is my first video in several months, and I just chose this game because it was the most recent game that I played, and it wasn't a fantastic game, but I think that when you see a move like opening like this, the King's Indian, I mean, I don't play that the opening myself usually, but of course he played d4. My normal defense after e4 is c5, and usually if white allows me to play, I will play the knight off. But here we play d4, and I just tried out the King's Indian because I've seen a video, and it sort of inspired me. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, and see you soon.